Good morning, everyone. I have been asked by one of my clients to create a financial candle for them again. I've already done this for them once before, and they've exhausted that candle, so I'm going to go ahead and create a new one for them. And I figured I would share my processes with you. It might give you some ideas, or if you have anything to add, to the process, you're welcome to go ahead and do that. This is just the way that I do a financial or a money candle. So first thing you have to have is the green candle. You can get these, the dollar store, Walmart has them. They're just basically a 7-day candle. Vary in prices anywhere from $1 to $4. The next thing you want to have is some form of representation of money. I use this basically to put on the outside of the jar. This is just, I think I got this in Goodwill. It just looks like real money, just helps with a little bit. I have Monopoly money that I could use. I don't throw anything away, I save everything. But I think today we're probably going to use one of these. We used a 50 for them last time, so we'll just keep on with that because that worked pretty well. And these were only a couple of dollars, but there's quite a few of them in here. All different denominations. Okay, so then next thing that we want to make sure that we have is a magnet. And this will all be explained when I use the magnets and when I use the things. I will make sure that you know why I'm using it. I will try to explain that to you. You only need a small piece of the magnet, so just use that over there. And then I want to have some herbs. Now these herbs came from my cabinet, so they're already charged. But what I will do is I will send an extra charge into them when I put them onto the candle. I also have some of my money drawing oil that I'm going to use. So these are all things that you're going to need. Your money attraction or your money draw oil. I use chasing powder at the end, just a little tiny bit, just to get things started and popping off. Jasmine flowers, rosemary, lavender, and laurel. It's a real simple little herb that you can use for pretty much anything. So we'll start with the bay leaf, and you don't need a lot of these, so one is really more than what you'll need because it's only going to go on the rim of the candle basically. Lavender. All right, and the jasmine flowers, you really only need like one of them if you can get a single one out, because you're not using a whole lot of it. If it pops out of the jar, just pop it in your little mortar and pestle. And then crunch it up. You want to crunch it up so that there's a little bit of texture. You don't want a completely fine powder. Your bay leaves might give you a little bit of problem because, they're bay leaves, so they don't like to be crunched up too much. But you can always reach in and just crunch them up and make a mess like I did. All right. And I have a symbol that I use for anything that I create, just kind of a protection and guidance symbol that I created myself. If you don't have one, you might want to think about maybe creating one for when you do your candles or your spells or different things for clients. So I'm going to be quiet for a second. I'm going to charge this and I'm going to use my symbol. Okay, so these are ready to go. I'm going to start with my oil, my money draw oil. And I didn't mention before, I have a bunch of Sharpies. They're in different colors. You can, if you have paint pens, whatever. We're also going to do symbols on the outside of the candle, just for extra, just because. Don't need a whole lot of this oil either, but we will go ahead and get some on our finger. And then what I do is I dress the candle upward on the outside. And then I'll take it and I'll go around the rim on the inside. And at this point, if you want to put any kind of symbols, or you also have to have a knife or something to etch with, any kind of anything in the wax, you can go ahead and do that. All right, and what I also do at this point, since I have the knife out, I will take the candle and I will put an indentation with the knife without cutting ourselves. And actually, you could use, whatever you feel comfortable using. I use this knife on herbs and candles all the time, so. And I do one on each side of the candle, like this. If you can see that. Keeping the wick in the center and not getting, right on top of the wick, but try to keep them pretty centered. All right. Then I'll put our dangerous knife away. And then that little bit of magnet that you had, or your magnet piece, or whatever you want to use, full magnet, goes into one side of the candle. It's being stubborn today. And then what I do is I pack the wax back around it. The reason we're using a magnet in there is because magnet is a draw. Any metal or anything that you want to draw. So what we're doing is we're using the concept that there is magnet on one side, and then what you need to have is some kind of a coin, a penny, whatever's easy to use. I use a dime because it's just easier. It's small. You can really get it into the wax. See how that is? Just put it into the slot that you made, and then you push it in. Of course, you have to make sure that it's deep enough. So it looks something like this. So you've got magnet on this side, and you've got the coin on this side, and the wick is here. All right. Then what I do is I take my herbs, and I put them on the rim of the candle. See how they're sitting like that? And I just run them around the rim. Basically, the oil is what's holding them in place. And you're going to have some that's going to be on the wax, and that's fine. Doesn't matter. You're still going to have little chunks. I actually like the chunks. Okay, so then that's going to end that little portion of it. Better put my top on my oil before I spill it all over. So this is the hard stuff out of the way. Now, I like High John the Conqueror root for just to enhance things and increase the magic in the spell works. And then I crunch it up. As much as I can. Now this stuff, This is Vesta powder, and if you've never worked with Vesta powder before, it's very potent. When it touches flame, it basically sends off sparks. So I use that to enhance spells and get them basically kind of a visual start. So when you see that first light of the candle, it just explodes and it seems like, extra power. But you want very, very little of this stuff, and you definitely want to be careful if you're using it around open flame. I mean, this is like probably even extreme, but okay. And I just want to take it on my finger and put it on the wick. Very, very little. Do not put a ton of it on here. You might explode the candle. I haven't tried it, so I can't tell you for sure, but it's just in my dealings with Vesta powder, it's very potent. You don't need a lot of it. And you do not want to get it near an open flame when you're working with it. Okay, so once that is done, what we can do is we take our candle, and you can take, like I said, whatever color marker, scripto, paint pen, whatever you have. I'm just going to use the big marker, I think, just to show. And then what I do is I will write symbols on there, spell work. We'll put a 6-point star. Put a $ for money. And everything I do, I put my tag, my symbol on. Which you probably can't see very well in the camera, but once you've done that and you're happy with what you've put on there, you can put these off to the side. And then comes this fun part. Now, you can use school glue, you can use the glue sticks, whatever you decide that you want to use. I am out of glue stick and I am out of school glue and all that, so I'm going to be using the Gorilla Glue spray adhesive, which is pretty tacky. And I mean tacky isn't sticky. And so I got to be a little careful with it. And what you do is just get your glue on your candle, and then get your, your dollar, your faux dollar bill, wherever you want it placed. You just take it all the way around the candle. I knocked out my herbs. I guess you could also do that at the beginning of the candle so you don't spill everything, but I always do it in that order just because. And then if you have like a green ribbon or a green string you want to tie around the top, what I did for these people the first time was I created the candle, I did some green ribbon around the top, and I added a little card that explained what was in it, because you never know with someone's allergies what they might be allergic to. And I explained what it was for with a description, and then I gave them a phrase like "come to me" or "money come to me," "money come to the front door," whatever you think that is best for the candle's purpose. Like I said, I have made this for these people before, so I will charge this again just because I want to, and then I will present it to them for use. So that's pretty much how I create a financial candle or a money candle. I will do a video at some point on money attraction oil and how I make that, but this is new to me, so I'm working a little bit at a time as things come up, so bear with me. If you have any questions, or you want to make a comment about anything, go ahead and do that at the below the link here. And yeah, let me know if you guys use something different and have success with something that I'm not using, or any changes that might work. It's always interesting. Till next time, thanks guys. Bye.